How you doing, guys? I'm going to talk to you briefly about scientific management. Okay. Again, this is just a little help with all the other slides and all the other stuff we do in class as well. So, scientific management. It was, I suppose, theorized or brought about by Frederick Taylor, born back in 1856. So we're talking about 1900s up to 1920, that kind of stuff. He wanted to use data and measurements to make organizations more effective. And he said that by observing and evaluating processes as numbers or formula, you can distill information that helps you run your business more efficiently or profitable. So if you can imagine, you look at things in numbers, you know how many staff you need, you know how much work a member of staff can do, you know how many products you need to have, you know how much stock you need to have, you know how many customers you need to have, you know how much profit making or margin you have. So that all helps you be profitable. He also said that you can measure production or production output per employee to see if they were meeting their targets. Now, that was great. Scientific management helped standardize an awful lot of jobs because if you knew one person could do 50 units of work, the job was standardized. If you needed 100 units of work done, you'd have two people doing it. But it also led to punishment and reward, that kind of strategy, because if people didn't meet goals or if people didn't meet the expectation, they didn't get payment, they might not get bonuses. If they did exceed what was expected of them, then they did get bonuses or they did get their week's pay or whatever it was. Okay. Now listen, in theory that works for like a mechanized operation, production, manufacturing, something with an input and an output that can be measured. Okay, where output or throughput can be measured. In financial accounting, if you have a number of jobs coming in, the work is processed and sent out to the customers. That's great. It's measured. So there is you could use scientific theory in that case. But it really does ignore the human element. It ignores how people are feeling, how they're working, their ability to work. It doesn't allow for innovation, and it really very much treats people like machines. Staff become very bored in a situation like that. If your job all day is just to shake boxes, you're going to get bored. People get dissatisfied, people get disengaged, and they end up leaving. So Taylor suggested changing the whole wage system, okay, to motivate ones who work harder. And if you work harder, so what, he said, if we paid them a little bit extra. They've been more productive, so it's a win-win situation. Anything extra we give them is going to be negated by the fact that they're working harder. Now, he said, as part of the scientific thing, if you're getting someone to do a specific job, it's up to the managers. They have a responsibility to ensure that workers can be as productive as they possibly can by ensuring that the workers are well trained, they have the resources they need, any time they need to do it, and the materials they need to do it. So he set about with 5 scientific management principles. He said that the managers needed to develop a science for each element, a way of doing the job, so that they could train the workers in it. He said that managers, again, it was their responsibility to select employees, train them, teach them and develop them so they can do their work as best they can. He said that workers needed constant encouragement by managers. He said if the worker's not performing, it could be the fact that the manager hasn't taught them well enough or given them the resources they need. Now, great. Another good thing about it was that you couldn't just really sack an employee then. You've invested so much time and training and everything in them, so you didn't just fire them out and get somebody else in to do the job. So that worked out really well for workers. Managers didn't like it as much because there was an awful lot of onus on them to help the worker do as best they can. Now, the other kind of scientific management that we spoke about in class the other day was having a number on everything, having a number on your costs, having a number on your level of staff, looking at the calendar and seeing if it's Christmas Eve and if you need 20 extra employees at the tills, knowing that you don't need as much staff 7 o'clock in the morning on January 7th in the middle of a winter's morning, and maximizing every single part of your organization. So that in a nutshell, under 5 minutes, is scientific management. Loads more readings out there about it. I'll have some links up online for some online resources. I'll put up some readings on it and we'll cover it in class as well. But very much, if you think of scientific management, you look at your organization in terms of numbers and a formula that'll make those numbers add up to either the best profit you want to make or the longest sustainable profit or if you're not in a profit organization, the best possible outcome. For instance, healthcare. How many consultants, how many nurses, how many caterers, how many nurses' aides, etc. do I need to get the best number of patients through with the best quality and out the other end? If you're a financial controller or something like that, how many staff do I need? At what times of the year? When are we most busiest? How do we get all that work in, get it done the best possible way and out the other side? No matter what type of organization you're in, you can apply scientific principles of scientific management. Okay, so Frederick Taylor, good guy, had a lot to say, and still very much current in today's climate. Okay, thanks for listening, guys.